Hello, friends. My name is James Hopkins, and as always, I'm joined by my good friends Brian Castiglione and Anthony Alessino, as well as my younger brother, Jack Hopkins. On this show, we're all about parlays, overs, unders, spreads, and money lines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parlay-Vous. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's Parlay-Vous, episode 56. Alessino on his third straight absence, so people should start getting after him. Jack at work. So it's just going to be me and Brian today, firing, going fast, going hard, giving you what we got. Less bullshit from these two. So it's going to be what it is. The fuck, there was something I wanted to... Fuck it, whatever. Jets,
I
Giants.
was going to say Jets Giants.
Giants played last night.
Yes.
The Giants look good, dude. They need 3 or 4 brand new wide receivers.
I think they need. We were kind of speaking about it a little bit off air. I think they need at least a solid one, a solid possession one who is just going to get them the catches. Where Daniel Jones can keep it moving down the field.
They need 4 brand new wide receivers,
Right.
dude. These guys all suck. It's like
I know.
I texted Alessino. I was like, it reminds me when the Jets were throwing Chancey Stuckey out there with Brad Smith and David
I
Clowney
don't even remember these
back in
people.
2008.
Yeah.
Piss poor, dude. Absolutely terrible. Kenny Golladay couldn't catch venereal disease in a 1980s whorehouse, dude. Oh my God. What a
It's bad.
colossal waste of money.
The $72 million is. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's not like his stat line's on the Lions. I mean, it wasn't like he was blowing anything really crazy out of the water, but he was decent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was.
Yeah.
This was here's your $72 million. We know what you can turn into, but
didn't he kind of already disappear after Megatron left? Wasn't he already kind of starting to disappear, right?
well, he was hurt. I know he had. Well, maybe. I know the season before the Giants wound up signing him, he was out for a bit with like hamstring injuries and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, signing a guy off a year where he only played a couple games is tough, but
it's just not. What is it? 23 million this year,
yeah.
and
sure.
I don't know if they can get off the hook this offseason. They might be able to. I don't know
But
what his
even if,
guaranteed money deal is going to be.
You're still eating it.
I now remember what
Yeah.
I was going to say before. By the way, there's no video today, so if you're on if you're on YouTube, it's just going to be a picture. I wasn't going to set up and shoot video because it's just me in the frame. Kind of seems stupid, but yeah, Kenny Golladay, awful
Yeah.
signing. Because here's the thing with the Giants that I've been thinking about. Dable and Shane were inherited garbage from Gettleman and Joe Judge,
Right.
with no wiggle room. There was nothing they could do. They just had to take the roster that they were given, which was terrible the last 2 years, and see what they could do with it. And maybe they can make whatever changes they have to make next year. I think they're supposed to have like $100 million in cap space next offseason. And with all that being said, they're 2-1. Could have beaten the Cowboys last night. Daniel Jones still can't feel any pressure.
No.
Has
not
no
at all.
ability to feel
Nope.
pressure in the pocket.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
I
not.
texted Alessino. It was when the guy came free off the blitz, the D-back,
Yeah.
and just smacked him.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy still cannot feel any pressure.
No.
And I wrote back, guys are a lot faster here than in the ACC. And Alessino goes, it's been 4 fucking years, dude.
It has. It definitely has been.
But, I mean, still can't feel any pressure. And still holds the ball too long sometimes.
Yeah.
But like we were saying, he was dealing out there last night.
He was.
Making throw after throw after throw and getting zero fucking support from the wide receivers and the refs. I mean, when you watch that Sterling Shepard play in real time, it looks like he threw his shoulder into him.
Yeah.
But then when you watch the slow-mo, it's like, oh, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't a drawn-up pick. Maybe it's a bad flag. Bang, bang play. In real life, it looks to me like he's setting him up.
Yeah.
So between that, the terrible Golladay drop, there was another.
That one was, yeah.
Was it Sterling Shepard who dropped the ball? That looked like it was almost going to be a fumble.
I think it was Shepard.
These guys are terrible.
No, it was Shepard. Yeah.
And yeah, Tony might come back.
Yeah.
and then miss
He was
another
good.
2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Tony's fast. Tony's good, but there's not enough.
I know.
There's just and then Bellinger at the tight end spot.
Mm.
The tackles are getting there. They're still getting demolished on the offensive and defensive line. Thibodeau and Ojolari couldn't get home last night.
Mm.
And that's
Yeah,
really
against Cooper
where
Rush too. Like,
you need these, like, to win games, you win it on the offensive and defensive line.
yeah.
Not that worried about the tackles yet. They're young. Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas, I think they're going to be solid there. The weaponry is absolutely piss poor. It's
everything
abysmal.
around it. It's really just Jones and Barkley.
'Cause I was saying to you off air that Danny Jones, calm down. Nobody get all excited.
Oh yeah.
I think Daniel Jones. I called him a backup quarterback on Thursday. He has flashes that are a little Josh Allen-y. He look like at times he has Josh Allen flashes, whether it's extending a play and ripping a bullet downfield through coverage, like that one throw last night, where he extended the play and ripped it like over the linebacker and then through double coverage, threaded the needle down the sideline. He makes good plays. He's getting no help from anybody else.
Yeah, no one's extending the play after, or even catching the ball sometimes.
So I don't know. I think the Giants won a couple of games early where those teams were also bad.
Yeah.
I
was saying
still
this-
maybe we're in the 6 to 8 win range here.
I was saying to Connor last night, I'm like, the big thing with the Giants is they haven't really versed a team that's been like overly, like a team that's overly matched them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and we'll eventually get to those teams when we verse. You know, we'll eventually gonna have to verse the Eagles if they stay as hot as they are.
You're gonna have to play the Cowboys when Dak and Gallup are back.
Right.
Dak's in that game.
I'm
it's an
pretty
ass
sure
beating
I
Monday
could
night.
be wrong. I think we versed the AFC West this year as well, which means we get the Cardinals and no NFC
No.
West. I'm trying to think.
NFC West would be Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, and Niners.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward. I mean, we got Packers. We do versus the Seahawks, Jaguars, Lions. All right, so maybe not as bad as I thought, but like Colts, Vikings, like.
No, you're playing the NFC
But
North.
I mean, outside the. I mean, now I kind of take back what I said. We don't have these matchups aren't. I mean, the Ravens are going to be. That's just going to be what it is.
Yeah,
That's
a
just
little
going to
bit.
be
I
what
mean,
it is.
it could go one of
but
two ways with the Ravens.
We do go Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, Lions. You get 2 out of those. I mean,
Well, Jaguars look good, man.
yeah, Jaguars do look good. But yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, I think it's if the Eagles stay the way they are, they have the division. But
I'm starting to think last night that maybe Daniel Jones isn't the problem.
no, I think you're right. I think it's everything around him right now outside of Barkley,
Which is like awful, right?
it doesn't help us at all.
Because now you're out here in no man's land.
no. Yeah,
Because you got a guy who largely showed you over the better part of the last 3 or 4 years that he's not the guy. But if he's going to be giving you flashes of being the guy, now what do you do? Especially if you win yourself out of a quarterback draft position.
yeah.
You pay this guy?
It's hard. It's a hard case to make because you can't even say that there's other pieces around him that introducing a rebuild wouldn't be like.
It's too
you know what I'm saying?
soon
Like-
to tell.
Yeah.
But I feel like the answer right now is the bland answer is he's going to tell you.
Yeah.
Because if they go out there and they win enough games where they are not going to be able to draft a quarterback without trading up,
right.
then maybe he stays. If he loses himself into the top 5 of the draft, they're going to just draft a quarterback and, send you on your way.
I just feel like, I think that's the case because the roster's really not like how we're saying right now. There's no receivers really outside of Barkley. The offense is kind of just what it is. Like introducing a rebuild, this isn't the worst time to kind of try it.
He's
Try it
already
over
running
again.
for his life anyway.
Right.
Good on the Giants.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got yet stuff.
I mean, the fucking Jets, man. What are you going to do? I said on Thursday I wouldn't be surprised if this game went this way. What did I say to you, Brian? What did I say to you last week about the Jets?
Regarding
Joe Flacco.
that he was the number 3 passer in the league.
No. It was a bad thing about Joe Flacco.
Bad thing about Joe Flacco. That he's a statue
And,
and then he can't move.
And what happens as a result of that?
You can't extend plays.
He gets strip sacked.
And he gets strips.
What happens? Twice.
Yeah.
Twice against the Bengals strip sacked in like game altering situations. Yeah, he gives up strip sacks. Talk about someone who can't feel any pressure.
Yeah.
This is a 13, 14-year vet at this point, Flacco. I want to say 05 draft.
Yeah, I think so.
You can't feel, you're on your fourth and fifth string tackles on either
Yeah.
side, and you can't feel that side of the pocket's collapsing on you.
Yeah.
My man Trey Hendrickson's having a day with these two bums playing tackle. I mean, Max Mitchell's been doing all right. He's a fourth-round rookie. Was like a project player kind of a deal. Never thought it started on day one at right tackle because of all the injury issues.
Really?
Then George Font gets hurt, and now they put Connor McDermott, who's the fifth-string fucking tackle out there.
Oh, Jesus.
At left tackle, just getting smacked the fuck around by Trey Hendrickson and TJ Reader before he got hurt and whoever else is out there. Speaking of George Font, here we fucking go. I'm really... Saleh, my man. Yesterday, Rob Saleh said that George Font's injury is not too serious and we're considering him day-to-day and we're going to see how he feels tomorrow. Today, he goes on IR. Today, he goes on IR. And this has been Saleh's deal with every single one of these fucking injuries, dude. Stop lying to us. Yeah. Stop lying to the fans, dude.
Just say you don't know.
Don't tell me the man's day-to-day like, oh, fucking, who's the 37-year-old tackle, Dwayne Brown? Dwayne Brown, he pops his shoulder. Don't tell me you think he's going to be day-to-day and might miss a couple of weeks, and then he's on season-ending IR 6 days after we signed him. Did the same thing with Mekhi Becton with his knee. Fucking, he's day-to-day. We're going to see how it goes. Season-ending IR the next day. Stop it, dude. Stop it. Get it together. Furthermore, with the Jets and Rob Saleh, the miscommunications on defense that have happened every week now for 3 straight weeks. I'm not going to claim to be an X's and O's guy here, but it seems like they're playing some version of cover 2 a lot. So the media was crushing, Twitter, all kinds of shit, crushing Rob Saleh for not playing a lot of cover 2 against Burrow because Burrow's not good against cover 2.
Right.
But they had 2 high safeties 90% of the snaps against Joe Burrow.
So they were kind of...
They just aren't considering it cover 2 because the corners aren't in cloud coverage all the time.
What
but
are
anyway,
they doing?
like,
man?
they could be in man. They could be
right.
playing.
Okay.
A very basic understanding of cover 2, right? You got the safeties playing a deep half. The corners are playing curl to flat. Outside linebackers are playing the alley. And then the middle linebackers playing the hole. The Jamar Chase touchdown. Everyone's playing cover 2. It seems like everyone's playing cover 2. Sauce is on Jamar. He's shucking him. He passes him off and goes to take the tight end, whoever, out in the flat. Linebacker also takes the guy in the flat. Burrow launches Chase. One right to the... No one's within fucking 5 yards of Jamar Chase in the end zone. And the reason that I'm like willing to bet they were playing cover 2 or some version of it is because C.J. Mosley said after the game, we can't have 10 guys playing one defense and one guy playing another. So to me, that's one guy playing cover 0 and 10 guys playing cover 2.
Yeah.
Same kind of a situation that gave up the Cooper touchdown. Same deal. They didn't pass him off. He blew right down the alley. The Amari Cooper touchdown when they played the Browns.
On Thursday, you're saying?
No, when the Jets played the Browns 2 weeks ago.
This is the same type of play.
Yeah,
Okay.
So Rob Saleh's answer, that happened on Cooper's touchdown. It happened on the touchdown that we're talking about with Jamar Chase. And it also, I think, happened on a play in week 1. I just can't, it's skipping me now. Saleh said that every team in the league has 6 to 7 miscommunications like this per game. We just happen to have gotten burned twice. What the fuck kind of excuse is that, dude? I do not believe that a Bill Belichick Patriots defense has 6 to 7 brutal defensive miscommunications per game. No way, dude. Absolutely piss poor with the media,
Defensive
Rob
coach Saleh.
You get an F this week for the way that you fucking acted on the field, in the scheme, and answering questions, dude. You get an F. What's next? We're told Zach Wilson's going to play week 4, right? We're told he's coming back. What's next? Is he going on the PUP list? Is he going on season-ending IR?
Not.
What the fuck? I don't know what to do with this guy anymore. I really don't. We hope Zach comes back and it gets better, but I don't know what's going on right now. We're going to zero it in now. Deeper than the Jets. We're zooming in.
Okay.
Sauce Gardner. Is Sauce good?
He seems like he's good. What do you think?
Through 3 games, 106 coverage snaps, 7 receptions allowed for 92 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
10 coverage snaps on Jamar, 1 target, no catches.
No touchdowns.
No catches.
Well, I'm saying no touchdowns over the whole.
No.
Yeah, that's.
And I think 66 of those 92 yards came from Cooper in the Browns game. Came from Mark Cooper.
So we're talking about how 36 yards, essentially outside
Just something
outside
like
of the
that.
bomb.
Yeah.
26 if
Yeah.
my math's correct.
So outside of one bad play, he looks pretty solid. Now that Jamar Chase pass breakup, where he did the snow angel
yeah,
after,
that was sick.
so lucky he touched that football.
Why you think Chase gets it? If not,
No, pass interference. If he doesn't touch the ball before it gets he never looked back.
that's true. He didn't.
He was face guarding him, it looked like, but he touched the ball first, so it doesn't matter. But other than that, the big 4 rookies for the Jets are having impacts immediately. And if you're a Jets fan, this should excite you because big first and second round rookies have not made immediate impacts on this team in at least 10 years.
I was gonna say I can't name one, to be honest. Yeah.
Sanchez, 2009. Mo Wilkerson. But
Yeah.
Mo Wilkerson was solid in 2010. But other than that, Breece Hall looks really good. Garrett
Breece Hall does
Wilson
look good.
looks fucking unstoppable.
Yeah, he does.
He looks unguardable. That should get you excited.
Yeah.
That should, for my entire life, I've been begging for where's my Dante Stallworth? Where's my Randy Moss?
Right.
Where's my Plaxico Burress? Now it's where's my Tyreek Hill? Where's my Justin Jefferson? Maybe we might have something. I'm not calling him Justin Jefferson.
He's an interesting
bro.
player,
He is
though.
so good at getting separation out of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So good. He's going to be open. Now, we're going to see it. He should get better with Zach, but if it gets worse.
Let's hope not. Zach can sling the ball too, probably much better than Flacco, and can extend the play like we were kind of talking about.
Has to be
before,
able to
so,
extend the play.
Yeah.
Has to.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason we drafted him.
Right.
Breece, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, we talked about. Jermaine Johnson looks really good too. The outside linebacker they drafted in the first
I don't know
round.
much about him, to be honest, but
He's the Florida State defensive end outside linebacker. They traded back up. People were saying they should have taken him at 10, like over Garrett Wilson.
okay.
He just kept falling and falling and falling. They traded back into like 23 or something like that at the end of the first round to draft him. He's one of the Last Chance U guys.
Okay.
He was on Last Chance U,
Yeah.
like the show. I think he's like the only one to have done something.
Really?
Yeah. He has a sack already. He got
Really?
last week, I think he got a sack or a half sack,
Nice.
whatever. Got to be the fastest since like Vernon Golston. No, Vernon Golston sucked. Got to be the fastest to get a career sack after getting drafted in the first 2 rounds by the Jets since like John Abraham, I want to say. Maybe Sean
Probably
Ellis.
makes sense.
Probably
Abraham.
So yeah, I mean the rookies look good. Salah, I don't know. We'll see what happens this week with if Zach comes back and Mitch. That's all I got on the Jets.
He's got an F this week. Robert
Salah got an F.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets
Got an
fucking
F.
F, dude.
All
I want to give him a T for try harder. We were going to play Are They Good? If we had at least one of these guys. I was going to have a list of teams and say, is this team good?
Do you want to
Now-
revisit on Thursday, or do you want to?
We could revisit
got
it
a
on
plan?
Thursday, but I've got a couple of things that I knew I wanted to talk about.
All right. Yeah.
Let's go Bills Dolphins first because there's a
Okay.
little to unpack here.
Yeah.
It honestly, this would stem from the Are the Dolphins good question. We're gonna look at this
Okay.
game quick before you answer. Offensive plays. Dolphins 39,
I saw this. Stat.
Bills 90.
Yeah, I saw this.
Time of possession for the Dolphins 19 minutes and 20 seconds. Bills 40 minutes and
Yeah.
40 seconds. Total offensive yards 497 for the Bills, 212 for the Dolphins. We had this game on a laptop for a little bit, and the
Yeah.
laptop was fucking up, and so I saw bits and pieces of the game, but on a little screen, and my attention was directed elsewhere because I had big money on the Jets. So
I
it looks like they outplayed in every facet of the game. Like they just got a win at home in the heat. Like that's all I'm willing to chalk it up to.
It's hard to say if the Dolphins are good. You know, coming off wins to the Ravens and now the Bills, it's hard to say no. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to take away from the stats. I mean,
Would you be surprised they go up to Buffalo later in the year and it's 48-3?
and it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be
No,
surprised?
I wouldn't be surprised. I think, I got to be honest. I watched Red Zone on Sunday at my house. And I remember specifically at one point being like, I'm not even seeing the Bills and Dolphins game. Like it wasn't It wasn't popping up. I don't know if they weren't finding themselves in scoring position, or if they were and it was just quick, and then the rest of the game was just.
What about the Tua story?
The Tua story looked absolutely terrible. I remember, and I saw him get up. He called NFLPA is also asking for like a review of it, but he got up.
No, they're doing an investigation.
Yeah. He like collapsed, and then they took him off. Right. I remember I got up. I went into the kitchen to grab something. I came back, and he was lining up under center. I'm like, there's no way he's back in the game. And the announcer was like, Tua under center. And I'm like, oh, there's no way. Like, he
smacked his head off of the back of the ground, and then he got up and started stumbling and then like fell into a teammate.
But the teammate was holding him up.
Yeah.
The teammate was like, stop moving.
Did you hear what they said, though?
No.
That he had a back injury, and that when his back locked up? I don't
buy it. It didn't look like
V-Ridge is freaking out because meanwhile T. Higgins gets his head taken off.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
And they're like, why is T. Higgins out of the game? He immediately pops right up and goes, I'm good.
Yeah.
He's out of the game, but this guy's back in the game, dude.
I couldn't even believe that.
Unreal.
It's funny because once I saw him line up, I immediately was like, oh, they're going to look into that. Like, there's no way.
The Dolphins suck, dude.
I said to Anthony, I'm like, this makes the NFL look terrible.
What about they're already trying to get Stephen Ross to sell the team?
Terrible,
right? I think Stephen Ross is his name.
Yeah.
They're already trying to get him to sell the team.
Going back to the original point, though, are the Dolphins good? I still think it's too early to tell. The Bills running 90 plays though, which I don't know if you saw towards the end of the game. Everyone's cramping up. Stephon Diggs wasn't on the field.
Yeah, and it's like 109 on the field, dude.
Yeah. It was crazy. I don't know. I don't know if you saw the end of the game. They tried to line up for the field goal. Time just ran out. They didn't get the spike.
Well, Josh Allen fumbled the snap on the spike.
Right.
Josh Allen bobbled the snap on the spike, and then I think he just wound up throwing it like through the back of the end zone or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this was more of a Bills loss than a Dolphins win.
That's what I'm saying.
Makes sense.
My point about like bringing up the numbers and everything is I'm not putting too much into the Dolphins beating the Bills here. I'm not doing it. I mean, we could be 4 weeks from now going into week 8 and like, what happened to the Dolphins?
Right.
It's too early to tell with them still. They haven't proven it yet. I'm still not buying Tua. I'm sorry. He doesn't force the ball in the tight windows. He hasn't had to yet.
No.
And like every single one of those deep balls that I've seen is short.
Isn't the offense like set up that way though? Like to aid that sort of quarterback play. You have Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Like he's not finding himself in situations where he has to force the ball because he goes, like I said last week, he could dump to the flats, catch them in the slants, and if they do 80% of the work from there.
Eventually, he's going to have to throw one of these deep balls to Tyreek Hill where the corner is within the stratosphere of him.
Right.
And it's going to fall right in. Thank you. Easiest interception of my career.
Yeah.
Until I see otherwise. Don't get upset with me. I've never been on Tua. I'm not going to get on him now because I've seen a little bit of maybe good quarterback play through 3 games, The thing about Tua that I know he brings it up all the time, Alessino, I'm pointing to Alessino's chair, and Jack, they both, the left-handed quarterback thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen it on Twitter, and other places where it's like, oh, I just didn't believe that a left-handed quarterback could be good and this and that. And I'm like, I know I've already brought up the Mike Vick thing on the show where he's got one of the purest, most beautiful strokes I've seen on throwing a football.
Yeah, he just zips it. Or he did at least, yeah.
10% of the population is left-handed. 10% of the Earth's population is left-handed. 10% of that 10% is cross-dominant, which means that they are naturally left-handed, but they'll also use their right hand for things.
Yeah.
This is me. I throw a football righty, play basketball righty, right with my left hand, cut with my left. I'm naturally a lefty.
Yeah.
But there's also Russell Westbrook is a natural lefty,
okay.
Plays basketball righty. I think Kyrie maybe too is also a natural lefty that plays basketball righty. So take that 1%. We're talking 9% of the entire population is a true pure left-handed person.
All right.
What percentage of the population is NFL athletes?
Maybe like
what percentage of that is quarterbacks?
Right.
It's a mathematical anomaly to have a left-handed quarterback to begin with.
Right.
Because unlike baseball and hockey, where it's a benefit, to being. It's a benefit to being a left-handed pitcher because left-handed pitchers throw better against righty hitters, I think. And in hockey, obviously, for the angle with the hockey stick,
Yeah.
where those sports have lefties in them that aren't actually lefties. It's a known advantage to be a lefty.
So they learned it.
They call it hockey-handed when you're a righty, but you play lefty because you want your strong hand on the top of the stick instead of the bottom of the stick.
Okay.
So it's an advantage in those sports. So people are trained like from your kid's gonna play baseball. You just keep putting the ball in his left hand until he just is throwing the ball with his left hand, but he's a righty. Nobody's doing that in football because it's a fucking kind of a disservice. You know, the entire offense is based around left side being, your pass protection and your offside, and the right side being the strong side, and that's the side where the quarterback can see. So it flips your whole playbook. But just, that doesn't mean lefties can't make it to the league and be good.
Right.
And like just because you're a left-handed thrower doesn't mean you can't throw a football. Steve Young was a lefty and he was great. Mike Vick, lefty, great. Tim Tebow would have been ass if he was a righty. Like it has nothing to do with that. Part of that is I believe Urban Meyer fucked his development up in college because whenever they got in a tough spot, it was just quarterback power.
Yeah.
Go run through these guys, Timmy, we're struggling on offense. You think you could take a
You
beating?
just run through them for Jesus?
You think you could take a beating today?
Yeah.
Think you could get driven into the turf 50 times? You're gonna win. You're gonna win your second Heisman though, or I'm sorry, I don't think he won 2 Heismans. He won 2 national championships, 1 Heisman.
Yeah.
But that you get my point. This is my whole point about the lefty thing. I just want to put it to bed. It's a numbers game with the left-handed thing. You'd be way more left-handed players in the NFL than you'd think. But you don't. How often do you see a player use their hand?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not using There's plenty of guys. You ever pay attention when dudes are throwing the ball around like after halftime or throwing a ball to a fan or warm-ups? You'll see receivers all the time pick up the ball and huck it downfield lefty.
Yeah.
But they're not a quarterback, so we don't notice it as much. Point is, I don't think the left-handed thing's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I just think part of it is his hip is what really concerned me. And that first, the first year he was also coming back from the hip, but they kind of go hand in hand. But a combination of how his first year went and the hip thing and the fact that he's playing at Alabama, where up until very recently has not produced quarterbacks because of the talent discrepancy that they have on the field. We talked about it. 2020 draft was Ruggs and I believe Devontae Smith, and then the 2021 draft was Jalen Waddle and it was Ruggs and Judy 2020, Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle 2021. So they had 4 wide receivers go in the first round over the course of 2 drafts. Like that's top tier talent.
Yeah.
This is the reason quarterbacks like AJ McCarron and Greg McElroy do so great in college, and then they're at best a decent backup. McElroy probably could have been a solid backup for a long time if he wanted to, but he just got out and went and got a regular job.
Did whatever.
Yeah. He might work for the SEC network, but I don't know. Jaguars. Are the Jaguars good? Coming off of 2 straight ass kickings.
Yeah.
Absolute
for
beatdowns, dude.
The offense looks much better. Urban Meyer's gone and things just are completely different.
Could you imagine being Doug Peterson and getting fired because Carson Wentz sucks? And then you get this opportunity. And you're just like, I'm shoving. That's a guy who kept receipts, Rob Saleh.
Yeah.
That's a guy who quietly kept receipts.
Fuck everything up.
I saw a tweet earlier today. I think it was Big Cat was talking about one day when Trevor Lawrence goes to Canton, he should open his speech with, I just want to personally thank Urban Meyer for showing me early what rock bottom
Oh my god!
is like at this league. He's like, it showed me how hard this job really could be, and from that point forward, everything else was easy. Now I'm a 4-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time MVP with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, they look good. I mean, I never had any doubt in Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer, obviously, we're never really gonna know the shitstorm disaster that went on there.
Maybe one day. But...
You also got to understand that this is also the guy that was running the program down in South Florida, where they had Aaron Hernandez, Cam Newton stealing people's laptops, fucking Riley Cooper was down there, the Pouncey twins getting in all sorts of trouble while they were down there. Who else was getting it? It's just a whole bunch of nonsense going on. They had Percy Harvin getting stoned on the sidelines, basically in the locker room before every game. So this guy maybe never really had a proper handle on things as a football coach. I mean, he didn't know who Aaron Donald was. That's the famous story about him.
I didn't know that.
You didn't hear that story?
No.
Dude, they're watching fucking tape for the Rams, and he goes, "Who's this 99 guy? He might give us a hard time." That was a story. That's like a very well-known story
I didn't
from
know
last
that.
season. Yeah.
Oh my
He asked one of
god.
his assistant coach. He's like, this
No
guy number
fucking
99, who is he?
way. I must have forgot about this.
Yeah,
but
dude.
Jesus.
He might give us a hard time.
Oh, he's gonna
says.
give you
Yeah.
a hard time.
Oh, that's one of the best defensive players ever to live, Aaron Donald.
His team's
sir.
begging for him to come back.
Yeah, they just didn't submit his retirement papers.
They were
on
like,
him.
"We'll let you think about it."
I still think there's questions on the defense, and I think the Chargers, is this like the year from hell for them?
The rib injury for Herbert looks more serious. I think
Rashawn
than leading
Slater,
on.
left tackle. After
You know
the
what
year.
I don't get, and while we're here, and I'm sure people are going to feel some type of way about this, coaches, pull Herbert out of the game. If it's over, then it's over. Why are we risking another rib injury? I get it. He wants to.
The doctors were telling, they advised him not to play. The doctors advised him not to play.
What I'm saying is when it became a blowout late in the third, you just pull him. That's it. You lost the game.
Yeah.
Just let it go. You have your number one receivers hurt. He's hurt. Eckler is not running the ball.
You
well.
lost your left tackle.
Just
J.C. Jackson hasn't recovered from that ankle surgery yet.
just
Bosa just hurt his groin.
because I saw them saying they were like Herbert said he didn't want to come out. He didn't want to feel like he was going to quit. Don't let him make that decision. You have to
You
make that
live
decision
to fight
for
another
him.
day. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that for him. I want my
Right.
quarterback willing to die on the
Right,
shield.
but we're third year in the franchise. It's
Right,
not
no.
about a Jacksonville Jaguars game.
It's like a pro fighter.
Right.
Like a Nate Diaz type. Like eventually you got to save Nate Diaz from himself.
right. That's what
Well,
I'm saying. You have
Not
to pull
necessarily
Herbert out of the
Nate, but
game.
you know what I mean. Like
No, but
these
yeah.
guys are prepared to go out there and die. I mean, in the octagon, literally possibly die in there. But also, you could literally possibly die on a football field too, and these guys are willing to. And as the coach, you need to be the one who saves them from themselves.
Right.
Especially, we're talking about a guy who could be, one of the guys. And
Right.
when
It's
Rodgers,
only week 3.
when Rodgers and Tom and they all decide to hang it up, we're talking about like Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, number 3,
Yeah,
like in
maybe
3 years.
Lawrence.
Lawrence could be creeping up
Yeah.
there by then, but like we're talking about a guy. You got to protect him. I agree.
Yeah.
The reason I brought them up was because Jaguars look great.
Yeah.
Punched him in the mouth. How much stock do we invest in it?
I think we'll have to see who.
I need to see them keep going.
This week they have
Philly,
so that's going to be a good test for where we're at.
absolutely, especially because you look at the way Philly's been playing, and it's like, dude, they have more points scored in the second quarter than anybody else.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's like, get out to a lead. Their offense has been garbage in the second half of every game they've been in.
Really?
I mean, the shootout with Detroit, maybe not so much, but the last 2 games, they got out to a big lead and then just kind
They
of.
definitely get against the Vikings for sure. Damn, I didn't even know that. But I think with Jacksonville, like we were saying now, against the Eagles will be interesting. If they beat them, it's very interesting. If it winds up being close, even if it's like a touchdown or a field goal, then I think that definitely still means something. Just because on paper, I mean, the Eagles are so much more talented than the Jaguars. Like you would think.
Yeah.
Just by looking at it. I mean, Darius Slay is going to be on. I don't even know who Jacksonville's true number 1 is.
Kirk.
Is it Kirk? Yeah. So he's going to be on Kirk.
Kirk and Zay Jones. It's 1 and 2.
And Jones slot, but
Who, Zay Jones?
No, Marvin Jones is on that team as well.
Oh, is he their third guy?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Could
I'm not
be.
sure who their third guy is.
He
but-
might not be actually.
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it.
Haven't seen a lot of Jacksonville lately. Just been seeing like highlights,
Right.
shit like that. I agree with you. I think they could be definitely better than we thought they were, and part of that is J-Rob for sure.
Yeah.
This man tore his Achilles 9 months ago. He's
Looks
out there
great, though.
killing the game,
Yeah.
dude, killing it. The offense looks good, which I had no questions about the offense. It's how's that defense going to hold up, and we'll get that question answered the next few weeks.
Yeah.
One more team I have to ask you about.
Okay.
Are the Raiders bad?
It's
the only
you're really
the
speaking all the
only
things I've been
winless
thinking
team in the
about.
NFL through
Yeah.
3 weeks.
I have to say yes, and it's just because all right, so we saw what Arizona looked like week 1, and immediately everyone was like, we're throwing money against Arizona. They look terrible. They lose to Arizona. They come out to a tremendous lead and then completely blow it, lose the game in overtime. Then this week against what we have been considering a bad Tennessee Titans team, thinking this is the week, like we said probably last weekend, against a defense that gives up overs. They're going to push the ball. Devontae Adams is going to break out. The Raiders are going to click, and it did not click at all. And Derrick Henry ran all over the Raiders.
Yeah, it's concerning over there in Vegas right now.
I'm gonna say I think they might be bad.
I mean-
Honestly, the question then becomes, with Renfro. So Renfro's hurt for real. It seems like he's in the concussion protocol.
Oh, is he?
At least he was. I'm pretty sure at the end of the Arizona game, and he didn't play this week. So, but outside of Hunter Renfro, and Waller's not looking great. So you have just Devontae.
No,
Adams
yeah, and Josh
there.
Jacobs. What did he push through to play?
He had some sort of illness.
He was
not
yeah.
exactly sure what it was.
I don't know if I'm ready to quit on them yet, but it's so tough in that division to start 0-3. It's tough anywhere to start 0-3 and make a serious run of it. We'll find out, though, because they're going to host Denver this week, so there's a chance
if there's a game. But how long? I feel like every week I'm saying if there's a game.
What do you mean?
Like the Raiders, I feel like for the last 2 weeks, it's been all right. They'll bounce back in this game. They'll bounce back in this game. Like, is this going to be like...
Right, well, usually you impressed with Denver?
Not at all.
No,
not at all.
If there's a game, they can get right here they could get a win in the total win column, and then another win in the divisional column, and kind of start to try to chip away. Going to be rough sledding the rest of the way for them. I don't want to say they're dead in the water yet, but it's looking
they're
rough.
Starting to sink. They might be
gotta
start.
A little bit. Got to if this loser leaves town match. It can't be right because Denver's 2-1.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's definitely
Raiders
an elimination match.
Yeah, I was gonna
for
say
the Raiders,
for
sure. Yeah,
can't start 0-4 and be down in the division.
No, 0-4, you're dead in the water. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you start 0-4, it's over for you. I agree. You'd think this Devontae Adams thing is going to open up eventually. We just keep thinking the Devontae Adams thing is going to
had
open
a touchdown this week, but it's not.
But yeah,
it's
but
not
what?
How it used
he had
to be.
2 catches for 7 yards and a touchdown, or was that 2 weeks ago?
Ah.
That was either Arizona or this week.
It wasn't impressive, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he hasn't really been killing it, doing much. It's rough, right? If I told you there'd only be one winless team through 3 weeks, how long down the list would you have to get to the Raiders? Halfway? Halfway through the list of teams?
Probably halfway. I would think that's fair. Yeah, maybe a little bit before.
Yeah, I would have gone Jets immediately.
I would have probably said Houston, Seahawks, Lions, Jets, Giants.
No, I don't know if I would have had Lions.
I don't think anyone expected them to be this good, though.
No.
Because they were the same kind of team last year. They were throwing the lights out, but they were just losing. They're just losing games.
Yeah, they're getting a little better. That's all I had. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Teams, players, coaches, situations you're concerned about? Next week will be a quarter of the way through the season, so we're going to play Panic Meter.
Ooh.
So we'll do that next week.
Okay. No, I felt like this football Sunday was very blah.
Mild.
A lot of blah games, a lot of nothing too crazy. Nothing that really struck off the page. I lost money. That was about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Second worst week of my gambling career this weekend.
Tough.
But that's neither here nor there. Vampire League.
Yes.
The Parlay-Vous Vampire League, first annual. As we do every week, we will let you know that it was a free-to-play league sponsored by Parlay-Vous, House of Havoc, and our sponsors. And it is winner take all. The prize pool includes a celebratory championship barbecue catered from Justin's Shop in West Hampton Beach. A Stay Thirsty prize package that includes $25 Dunkin' gift card, a Stay Thirsty hoodie, a Stay Thirsty golf polo, Stay Thirsty t-shirt, and koozies and stickers, as well as 1,000 U.S. American dollars. I'm just making that the thing now. It's U.S. American.
Dollars?
Yeah. It's U.S. American dollars,
right.
dude. Yeah. It's USD.
None of that imported U.S.
No, yeah, none of that fake shit. 1,000 USD. So the boys got our first win this week. The Vampires finally got to bite. We had absolute show-stopping performances by, I know, Devontae Smith, who I don't know who cut Devontae Smith and gift wrapped him to us, but somebody cut Devontae Smith after week 1. We stashed him. We played him this week. He gave us 30.9 points.
Yeah.
Again, was J-Rob not drafted? Or did someone drop him? Either way, J-Rob gave us 20.6 points, and then we also
he was
got...
drafted by Pancake Louie and then dropped by Pancake Louie.
So shout out Pancake Louie for gift wrapping us James Robinson. Josh Palmer gave us 15.9 points, and Garrett Wilson gave us 12 for a beating of T-Swag. And that's our first W. We traded out Josh Palmer for Tyreek Hill. So now I guess we have to figure out if there's anyone worth picking up, right?
I see Khalil Herbert, but I don't know what's going on with Montgomery. Outside of running back, it's kind of
Rashawn
blah.
Penny's there, but I'm all set.
Yeah, what do we got? Romeo Dubs is interesting. I don't know if he's worth dropping what we have on the bench right now. Let me just see.
Yeah, Romeo Dobbs is interesting.
I would be open to dropping Chark maybe for Romeo.
Dude, we got to pick up Zay Jones.
He's there?
Absolutely have to, yeah. Yeah, Zay Jones is available.
Yeah, we can pick up Zay Jones.
What about Gallup?
Does he come back this week?
Supposed to, yeah. Optimism for week 4 debut. Mike McCarthy said Tuesday that Gallup will get a bunch of work Wednesday and is close to making his season debut, adding he's hopeful the wideout will suit up Sunday against the Commanders.
My only concern is even if he does suit up, is he going to be on a snap count? Or are they like...
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying we have to pick him up and play him right away.
Right.
But
I see
if we let him clear this wave,
a little stash piece.
once we turn these waivers back on, I feel like someone will be smart to jump over.
I would be open to Gallup. Are we married to Burkhead in any? Actually, I don't know. He's actually not doing too bad. We might want to hold on to him. His running backs are bad.
What about Hendo?
You want to drop Hendo?
Not necessarily. We could definitely cut this piece of shit Kenny Gainwell.
I was going to say Gainwell can go. I'm also okay with cutting Chark.
I'm okay with cutting Gainwell and Chark and picking up
Zay Jones
and
Gallup.
Gallup, yeah.
That sounds like not a bad idea. What's our defensive matchup? We got the Browns against Atlanta. I don't think there's any streaming business to be had here, really.
Let's take a little look.
Not
Colts against Tennessee.
really. Yeah, but that'll be the fucking
Yeah.
game that Derrick Henry
No
decides.
thanks.
Ooh, Green Bay against New England with potentially no Mac Jones. Might be a little spicy.
Yeah, I think we could do that. Green Bay's available.
Yeah. And we'll drop the Browns.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'm totally with that. So we'll drop Browns to pick up Green Bay. We'll drop Gainwell to pick up Gallup. And we'll drop Chark to pick up Zay Jones.
100%. I'm going to do that right now. And then go to our matchup.
So next week, we're going to be versing Zach. Just a quick rundown of his roster. He's got Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Zach Ertz, Amari Cooper, Miles Sanders, Younghoe Koo, and the Chargers defense. We kind of were mixing around about it off air a little bit. I think what we were kind of trying to figure out is Jonathan Taylor
or Saquon Barkley.
And goddamn, is it tough. Barkley, the injury concerns are always there. And we are not in a position to afford an injury, especially off a player that we wind up getting off a win. Jonathan Taylor, I have more confidence in just because I feel like even if the Colts don't bounce back, he's still going to get his. He's always gotten his, even with bad quarterback play for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really, really tough one, but I think we gotta go JT. I think we absolutely have to, right? I mean, it's so tough, man.
I just think Jonathan Taylor is more secure in his role, in his health, and does the Colts beating the Chiefs mean anything? That's the real question. Were the Colts just
The
cornered
Chiefs
animals
had
and
that
they were
game.
like,
The
we
Chiefs had
gotta?
that game won. Chiefs had that game
Yeah.
won, dude.
Also,
Game
we
was
don't
over
need the
like three
Colts to win
times.
for Jonathan Taylor to get fantasy points. So
No, not at all. So the question is here: Who is this? Where we bid Mike Carter adieu? It's where we ask, we tell Mike, thanks for doing your thing for
why
us.
don't we do that to Hendo?
You want to do it with
And we can
Henderson?
keep Michael Carter.
That's not a bad play. Are we gonna want to start Henderson this week for sure though? That's the thing.
We still have Jeff Wilson on our bench.
And we just picked up Zay Jones, so I don't necessarily know if we're gonna play this week against the bad Philly matchup. And you're gonna wait till Monday Night Football to possibly deal with Hendo not playing. I know he's not necessarily hurt right now, but
I
it's
see.
Tuesday
So you're
right
saying
now.
you're saying bench him.
Monday's a long
Hendo?
way away. Yeah. I mean, we could flip Jeff Wilson in that spot and put Jeff Wilson on the block since he's got diminishing returns anyway.
We could do that because Eli Mitchell's probably 2 weeks out at this point.
Right. Oh, well, yeah, here's the thing. We can't do that because we can. Jeff Wilson's also playing Monday night, though.
Oh.
They're playing each other. You see what I'm saying?
Classic. I think we're gonna have to do that, to be honest.
Jeff Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burkhead's too solidified in his role. We can't get rid of McKenzie. He's has way too much upside.
Yeah, we saw it this past week,
Yeah.
21 points.
Yeah, I say we'll slot Wilson in instead of Hendo. And
we're going to bite and suck Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, we'll do that.
In exchange for Jeff Wilson Jr. in the event of our second win. We do have that brand new, fresh, shiny toy, Tyreek Hill, on Thursday Night Football. He owes Eli Apple one anyway.
That's what he said.
From his mouth to God's ears. So I'm excited about that. And, now we got one win. The hard part's over, getting one win.
Yeah.
Now we just got to stay on these motherfuckers.
And Hill was a huge pickup.
Yeah.
The 30, 40 points that drop here and there could be a huge swing for us.
Yeah, monstrous for us.
So,
and picking up Garrett Wilson right off of the draft looks fucking genius now, dude.
It's all kind of, the pieces are kind of coming together.
We got a little lucky. Devontae Smith comes in. We got a win before the bye week started, which I cannot stress enough how important that is in a Vampire League. Because typically where you'll get the advantage is when injuries start and when bye weeks start.
Yeah.
Because is it week 4? Bye week start
bye
this
week start
week,
week
right?
4, yeah.
Yeah, so come week 4, bye weeks, guys wind up, not having people to start. You're there. We have 3 moves before anyone else can make a move. So that's where you shouldn't expect to get a win until at least the bye week start.
Yeah.
We got one a week before bye week starts, so we're ahead of the curve now. I'm feeling confident with how we're doing.
Yeah. Hopefully we can somehow steal a win this week, and then we'll have Jonathan Taylor and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, and then it's over for these motherfuckers, dude. Everyone wins nothing. Then you all win nothing, and we win. By the way, V-Ridge was asking me about this the other day. About, like, the vampire for next year.
Yeah.
The winner gets to assign the vampire. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
So whoever wins picks who they want the vampire to be next year.
All right. We could do that.
So he was like, so what if I pick you guys again? I'm like, then we run this shit back.
Yeah, then we'll run it back.
That's
That's
to
fine.
tell you. But just some food for thought. We got some time to think about that. But we're ready to take a break now, right?
I could take a break. Yeah.
It's a new year, and with the new year comes new resolutions. And what's going to help you complete the resolutions that you set forward for yourself this year? Inspiration. And we have just the company for you that's focused around inspiration. Head on over to staythirstyco.com and put in the code HAVOC to get 15% off on your next order. And make sure you take a look over at the Winter 2022 collection. That's staythirstyco.com. Drop the OY and focus on you.
Welcome back, everybody. As always, best way to support the show is to support the sponsors. You support the sponsors, you're supporting the boys. Supporting us, helping us build a dream. Not a wall, but a dream. It's time for Guess the Lines Week 4. Little head-on-head action. Me versus Brian.
Oh boy.
Going to the Thursday night matchup. Miami Dolphins are traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Bengals will be debuting their white tiger uniforms with the white and black helmet. I have Miami minus 3.5 in this game.
I have Miami minus 5.5. And they don't even have the odds up yet for this. Oh wait, don't listen to me. Don't even listen to me right now. Give me a second. All right, so you have them 3.5. I have them 5.5. They are 3.5.
Oh, bing bong.
But they're plus 3.5.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Dolphins are plus 3.5?
Oh yeah, they're plus 3.5. The Bengals are minus.
Oh my
3.5
lord,
this game.
dude.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'll take 1 point instead of a bing bong.
But isn't that something?
That's something.
Isn't
that's
something?
a little note of interest.
Do you
right
think
there, dude.
they think Tua is not playing?
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that.
Because are we going to get tomorrow and they're going to be like, is Tua playing after what we saw on Sunday?
Yeah, but
That's
then
the only
Bridgewater,
reason I
like
could
Bridgewater's not a slouch.
He's not. But that could be the only reason I could think it would flip. But even 3.5 seems like -1 on a flip. I could see like this, but 3.5 seems like
that's
a lot.
crazy to me.
That's an interesting glizzy if it
we're gonna-
winds up.
We're gonna have plenty of time
staying.
to talk about that in the
Yeah.
next segment too. Jesus Christ. All right, I
Yeah.
mean Miami, fucking Cincinnati's favored by 3.5. It is what it is. We're moving on to Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, yeah, we're
we
in
have a
London,
London
baby.
game, baby. Gotta love a little London game. The Minnesota Vikings are going to New Orleans. They're going to London. New Orleans will be the home team. I got Minnesota minus 3.5.
I have Minnesota minus 3.5 as well. They're minus 2.5.
Okay.
Pretty much where I thought it was going to be, given the guess. The Vikings just. I feel like we're waiting for a week to blow someone. They're going to blow someone out of the water, and it just
This is the game where
doesn't
Kirk
happen.
shows up. dude.
That's what I'm like. We're
'Cause
waiting
it's
on.
9:30 in the morning.
You think
'Cause
in
they're
London?
in London, I gotta be honest with you. Even though I knew this game was in London, when I was filling out my spreads before, I gave Minnesota minus 3.5, assuming they were on the road. So
Hmm.
being in London, more of a that makes sense. Take the point down for it.
I
being
did
a
the same
neutral
thing
site
indirectly. To be honest, I forgot about the London.
game.
game.
Yeah. I like Minnesota in that game. Until New Orleans proves that they
Yeah.
can do it.
Jameis is banged up. The receivers
just,
are banged
like,
up.
No touchdowns or interceptions, man. Like, don't be boring. You're supposed to be the most electric quarterback in sports. Give me something, dude.
Yeah.
Cleveland's gonna go to Atlanta. We're now back to 1 p.m. Sunday regular slot. Good for these motherfuckers who make the schedule at the NFL, dude. They find a way to cram 9 1 p.m. games in, leaving
We'll
us
take
with
it.
only 3
Yeah.
or 4 o'clock. Cleveland at Atlanta. I got Cleveland by 1.5 on the road.
I got Cleveland minus 2.5, and it's fucking Cleveland minus 1.5.
Let's go. Bing
Damn.
bong.
I guess 1.5 is where it should be. I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons take this game. To be honest, I kind of like them at 1.5. They're a weirdly interesting team. I feel like the Falcons. Drake London's popping off. Mariota's doing like just enough to get the job done, and Patterson looks great. I mean,
Cleveland's so mean though on defense.
right? Is Myles Garrett playing though?
Who knows? Who
Right.
knows? So we got the story straight with that, by the way.
I know it was
Myles
a car
Garrett-
accident, right?
Right. Remember we said it was a one-car
Yeah,
accident,
yeah.
and we were like, that's usually substance involved.
Something, yeah.
So, but I thought I read that the report was that he was leaving the practice facility, which I still think is true. But he swerved on a wet road to avoid an animal
Oh
in
shit!
the middle of the road and wound up hitting whatever. He hit a guardrail or something. Got released from the hospital that night. I would imagine he's going to play.
Yeah. So
So the way I thought about this was like, close game. The home team starts at minus 1.5, and then we move it from there. I moved 3 points off of Atlanta minus 1.5, and that's what I went with.
yeah.
Washington going to Dallas. This one was probably the hardest one for me.
Yeah.
We still don't know about Dak.
I don't think he's playing.
I went Washington minus 1.5.
I went Washington minus 1, but it's Dallas minus 3.5.
Maybe they think Dak's going to play. If that, we'll talk
Right.
about
I
this
was
when we do
gonna
line
say,
movement.
I don't know,
in 2
like
days.
with Cooper Rush.
You'll
I'm
get the
not
point.
sure.
But I'll tell you right now, if it's Cooper Rush and that line stays where it's at, you got to smash it. You've got to smash it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That defense is so good in Dallas, though. And that's
It
really
is.
what's going to keep them in games. Seattle is going to go to Detroit. I think the further along we get in this little experiment, the more of the Geno I know and love is going to come out to play. I got Detroit minus 4.5.
I got Detroit minus 2.5. It's Detroit minus 4.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Bing
God
bong,
damn.
dude.
That's fucking wild. Yeah, I felt like 4.5 was too high. I think I originally had 4 and then I crossed it out, but I just feel like they'd make it closer. But I guess they're kind of banking on the same thing as you. The eventual Geno is gonna show up.
They want people to play it both ways too, you know. You make it too high, all the money, all the money's going to come in on Seattle.
Right.
You make it too low, everyone's going to crush Detroit. They want money to be on all sides of the game here. Tennessee at Indianapolis, same answer, dude. I got Indianapolis minus 4.5.
I have Indianapolis minus 5.5. I had 4 and crossed it out. It's Indianapolis minus 3.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought
That's
it'd be a little
weirdly
bit higher.
close.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a game I'm gonna make a little circle right now.
Yeah.
And I want to revisit this on Thursday because
See if it
Indianapolis, I don't think I'm ready to give up on Indiana. Not even see if it moves. Put action on it. Because I think Tennessee is awful. They are dog shit. Taylor Lewan done for the year. Did you see that?
No.
Taylor Lewan's out for the year with that knee injury. And I just think this is an absolute have to have it at 1-1-1 for the Colts. You need to get the divisional win, and you need to start getting the train. We need to start getting the train moving here to win this division the way we all thought they would at the start of the year. Chicago's going to the Meadowlands.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Oh.
I'm just shaking my head because it's a gross game.
Chicago's going to the Meadowlands to take on the New York Football Giants. I have the Giants minus 2.5 at home because so here's an interesting. This would have came up if everyone was here at the top of the show. Chicago 2-1, 3 games, 23 pass completions.
Yeah, it's gross.
23 completions through 3 fucking football
Mooney
games,
might as
dude.
well be non-existent.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
I have the Giants minus 2.5.
I didn't know what to do. This game was probably my second hardest. I took it as a pick'em, because I just didn't think they were going to give the Giants this much respect. But they're minus 3.5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't think.
Dude, the Bears are dog shit.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. The Giants aren't like that convincing of a team.
They're much better than the Bears.
Yeah.
Eons. I would say they're eons better than the Bears, dude. Jacksonville Jaguars are going to Philadelphia. Philadelphia seems like world beaters right now. Jacksonville looks like they're no scrubs either. I got Philadelphia by 6 at home.
I have Philadelphia minus 6.5, and it's Philadelphia minus 6.5.
Wow, good.
Yeah.
Wow, you motherfucker.
finally
I was
hit
gonna
one.
go too. I was gonna go 6.5, and I was like, nah, 6. All right. So now here we go. New York Jets are traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Mitch Trubisky-led Pittsburgh Steelers. We know Mike Tomlin has sworn there will be no quarterback change anytime soon in Pittsburgh. We hope there will be a quarterback change for Gang Green with Mr. Zach Wilson returning. I have Pittsburgh minus 2.5 because I don't think Vegas is going to do the right thing.
I have Pittsburgh minus 2, and it's Pittsburgh minus 3.5.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So, since drafting TJ Watt, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 0-7 when he doesn't play.
Yeah, I saw that stat the other day as I put money on them.
Mitch Trubisky is another quarterback that's absolutely fucking terrible, dude. It's abysmal to watch. How much of the Steelers you catch on the red zone? The last
Not a
3
lot.
weeks?
I never see the Steelers on the red zone channel.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Way less than you've seen the Jets,
I feel like I've seen the Jets more. Yeah.
and you still haven't seen the Jets a lot, right?
No.
Case in point, I think the Jets' defense is still a lot better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. Mitch is awful. The Steelers' defense is still good, but without TJ Watt, how good are they now?
Right.
They have the benefit of, like we just said before, the 4th and 5th string fucking tackles on either side of the ball for the Jets. But maybe Zach can move around. I'm going to probably put some action on the Jets here. Again, 3 weeks in a row I'm gambling on the Jets, and I hate doing this. I usually don't
That's how I
even
feel with the
gamble on the
Giants.
Jets, dude, but here the fuck we are. Buffalo Bills are going to go to Baltimore. This one was a hard one for me.
Yeah.
I say Vegas doesn't get gun shy. Buffalo 3.5 point favorites on the road.
I have Buffalo minus 2.5. It's Buffalo minus 3.
So that's you.
Yeah.
Ty
Same
goes to the
distance,
runner.
just
Yeah. Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Houston. We don't know if we're going to get Chase Daniel or not yet in this game.
Yeah.
We said it already. Rashawn Slater, starting left tackle, torn bicep, done for the year. Joey Bosa's got a groin, couple of weeks
He's
at
going to be out
best.
for a bit.
Um,
Allen's still questionable.
Allen's still questionable, and J.C. Jackson's still not really doing great with that ankle. I figured none of it matters. Chargers minus 2.5.
Minus 2.5?
Mm-hmm.
I have Chargers minus 7. It's Chargers minus 5.5.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's that big, huh?
Yeah, I was a little skeptical myself, but I was like, it can't be.
Gonna be a stay away from me. First of the 3 4 o'clock games, 4:05. We have the Arizona Cardinals going to Carolina, a game I absolutely don't have to watch. Baker Mayfield through 3 games, dead last in total QBR.
Yeah.
I got Arizona minus 3 on the road.
I have Arizona minus 1. And you're not even gonna fucking believe it, dude. But it's the Panthers minus 1.5.
Shut the fuck up,
I'm not
dude.
even
You're
joking.
lying
I'm
to
not.
me.
It's Panthers minus 1.5.
That's gotta move by Thursday, or we're gonna have to bet on the Cardinals, and I hate betting on the Cardinals. New England at Green Bay. This is where I got crazy. Mac Jones with the he's getting a second opinion on the ankle now, Mac Jones, and that typically means surgery was brought up.
Yeah.
So they said the high ankle sprain was severe enough that most people would require surgery. Obviously, somebody recommended surgery because he's going to get a second.
It looks
opinion
very
on it.
bad. Did you see the clip of him walking
No,
off
I
the
saw them
field?
carrying him off the field.
Oh
yeah.
no, him attempting to walk off the field was terrible.
No, that I didn't see.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
was
them
really
carrying
bad.
him
It
through
was
the tunnel.
no, before that was bad.
I got Green Bay minus 8.5. I went wild.
I completely slipped up and forgot about the Mac Jones things. I'm not gonna lie, I'll just eat it. I had Green Bay minus 4. It's Green Bay minus 10.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, he limps like over to the sideline. And then when he gets to the sideline, he's standing by the coach and he's trying to like put like his foot down and he's grimacing. The man is in serious pain.
And he's
like,
pretty tough.
And
man.
I'm saying to Anthony, I'm like, just lay down. The trainers will come out to you. Just lay down on the ground. You don't have to walk to the sideline.
You don't got to be a tough guy. about it.
No.
Denver going to Vegas. We talked about this game before. I mean, two teams we would have thought would have been this would have been a fun matchup 3 weeks ago. Now, not so sure, not convinced. Nat can't hack it. This fucking guy, oh my God, dude. Russell Wilson is a
Yeah.
robot.
He
I'm
is a
convinced
robot.
my man is a robot, dude. I got Denver minus 2.5.
I have Denver minus 3. It's the Raiders minus 2.5.
Fucking stop it.
Minus 2.5 for the
Alright.
Las Vegas Raiders.
I don't know how I feel about that. So now it's 11-7.
I'm
It's 11-7. It's a 4-point lead. You need 2 bing bongs to stay alive
All
here.
right.
Kansas City's traveling to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's beat up, receiverless, offensive lineless. Defense looks lost at times, but also elite at times. I got Kansas City minus 6.5.
I have Kansas City minus 4.5, and it's Kansas City minus 1.5.
Okay. I'd smash Kansas City on that one. Monday night game, Rams going to San Francisco. I already feel like I went too high, but it is what it is. Did you see Jimmy G yelling coming off the field? Jimmy G's coming off the field yelling, and you could read his lips. He said, "Your fucking plays suck, man." Talking to Kyle Shanahan.
Oh my God.
I have the Rams by 7.5.
I have the Rams minus 3. Look at me. It's the Niners minus 2.5.
What?
San Francisco 49ers minus 2.5. Los Angeles Rams plus 2.5.
So that's your point, and the final score is 11-9. But
I'll take that. But Jesus, what's
oh
going
my
on
God,
right now?
dude!
We have the Rams at plus 2.5. We have the fucking Broncos at plus 2.5. And we have the Cardinals at plus 1.5.
That seems like an easy glizzy parlay, dude.
The Rams at plus 2.5 is fucking wild.
Yeah, dude.
Right now.
Absolute insanity.
What is
That the Rams are plus 2.5. That looks like an early favorite for Glizzy God
What's
of the week.
Vegas
Dude.
seeing though? Like, what the hell's even?
San Fran's defense is like built to win a Super Bowl, but
And they're home, I guess. But like,
Jimmy G,
I don't
Jimmy G
know.
became the first quarterback in the history of football to safety himself and throw a pick six in the
saw
same
that.
play, dude.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw
what are
that.
we talking about here? Rams might be my favorite for the Glizzy God, dude. We might be having some heavy action on the LA Rams this week.
Yeah, that plus
On
2.5
Monday night.
is
And that's
something.
the fun part about it is I don't even have to worry about it this week because my gambling weekend's on a Sunday. So Monday it's going to be a fresh start and we could get feeling good with a good Rams win, dude. Rams in the under in that one. Thank you.
Yeah,
Come again.
2.5 is just.
So spreads that stand
Yeah.
out to us right now are obviously Rams plus 2.5,
Yeah.
Denver plus 2. You said
Denver plus 2.5.
plus 2.5,
Yeah.
Arizona
Yeah.
plus 1, and then I
1.5.
also like the Jets plus. What'd you say they were?
The Jets were plus 3.5.
Yeah, plus 3.5. I mean, obviously, at some point, the people that are listening are going to be like, this guy's a Jets fan. He's delusional. He's out of his mind. I'm not. All right? I'm not. I just think the Steelers, like, Trubisky's awful.
Yeah, he's bad.
Trubisky's terrible. At least with the Cincinnati thing, like, there were way more reasons to point to why I would be wrong. They're reeling. They're 0-2, defending Super Bowl champs. It's got to be a get-right game for them. Joe Burrow is in the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL today, probably. You know, they absolutely had to win this game. Joe Flacco is not good. Everything pointed towards them having to get a win, and I went against that because I wasn't sure. Now, interesting point to bring up with that game. They only sacked him once, but they were in his face like no other, dude.
Yeah.
Like no other. They have not fixed the protection. Don't think Bengals fans, just because they only sacked him once, that they fixed it, all right? Because first of all, he was like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat at least 3 times getting out of that backfield.
Yeah.
He was still pressured and knocked down a fair amount. It's just, you know, you can't trade field goals for touchdowns and compete in the NFL, and that's what the Jets tried to do on Sunday.
It's like with the Giants.
So those are the lines, the early lines that we're looking at that I like. Anything else before we take a break?
No, I feel like everything else was pretty much what. I mean, even looking at the game, our lines were pretty close to every. I mean, the only one I was far off on was the Packers because I forgot about Mac Jones. But other than that, it was pretty kind of run of the mill outside of the 3 that we.
Yeah,
know,
for the most part.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. No.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
All right, guys, listen. Pat McAfee said it best. You got to look good to feel good. You got to feel good to play good. Well, we're going to help you guys look good with Saatchi di Dinero, all right? It's the finest Italian material. It's fire. It's comfortable. And we got a saving for you, all right? You're going to use promo code HAVOC for 10% off your total purchase at SaatchiDiDinero.com. Also, check them out over at Instagram at Saatchi di Dinero. Saatchi di Dinero, always authentic, never counterfeit.
Welcome back, everybody. And now it is time for us to discuss the Thursday night football matchup for this week. It is the Miami Dolphins traveling to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Bengals will be debuting their white tiger uniforms. So everyone's real excited about that. Bengals are a 3.5-point favorite,
Yeah.
and the over-under is
47. It's a high over under.
It's high. So let me preface this. Everything that I'm about to say right now is under the assumption that Tua Tagovailoa
yeah.
is going to play this football game. If it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater, you could almost just take the opposite of everything that I say right now. I love the Miami money line. I love the over. They've been in shootouts almost every week besides last week, and I don't know what the over-under was for that game, but they scored 40 points, right? So they probably went under in that one.
51.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably definitely went under in that one, but
Actually, you know what? I had
the other 2 games they definitely hit overs in. You just feel like it's going to be a shootout, right? I mean, look, it's so the unders right now, I believe this is updated through this week. Maybe it didn't include Monday night, but the unders right now are hitting at a 67% clip.
Really?
So history and math will tell you that it needs to start to even out, right?
You would think.
Because
so.
like everything
Offense
else,
start clicking.
this is a coin flip answer. So the longer you go, the longer it has to get closer to 50-50. You would think. I'm willing to take a shot on the over being here because these are 2 teams that can score the ball. I mean, they will struggle. I wouldn't be surprised if they got after Burrow early, the Miami defense.
Yeah.
But I just feel like this is going to be one that goes over. Especially we haven't had a nice high-scoring primetime game yet.
No, they
And
mostly.
we've
mostly
got all the
seniors.
weapons in this game to make it happen. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon on the other side of the ball. I assume Higgins is going to be back, but we don't know.
They don't even. Oh, they have him listed for touchdown odds. So
Yeah, so Higgins might play in this game too. I think it's got all of the potential to hit the over. I would probably go Miami money line and the over, and then also tease that son of a bitch from 3.5 to 9.5. Miami plus 9.5, and you tease that down to 41.5, and you take that 6-point tease. That's going to be minus 120. But are they going to lose by 10, dude?
Though. No, I don't think so.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the old teaser, the old can't miss teaser. Or if you want to be ballsy, you tease it up to fucking 53.5 and take the under. But I don't know. I'd probably just go down.
No, I kind of like what you were doing.
I'd probably
there.
just go down to 41.5.
Plus 9 and 41.5.
Plus 9.5 and 41.5 and tease that. You got minus 120 odds on that. I'm a big fan of teasers because
I feel like you got the odds are more in your hands. At least
they
with the
seem to
teasers.
be.
Yeah,
You know, they
yeah.
seem to be. But I seem to have just as much success and failure on those as I do any other bet.
I find myself whenever I tease down, I hit so much more. Like I was better off just betting it the way it was. Almost every time I feel like.
Well, I've had it go the other way too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing from a value standpoint. You wouldn't want to parlay, like if you're looking at either one of those two choices I just said, you don't want to parlay Miami with anything because they're already a dog. What's that looking at? Like plus 140,
What are you
50?
looking at?
The Miami money line.
Oh, plus 176.
Plus 176. So, like, the idea of you're not really supposed to parlay dogs, especially once you get up to the plus 200 because the value's already there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you take Miami on the money line by itself, and then you look into that teaser with the plus 9.5 and the over 41.5. If you want to put your balls on the table, then you just parlay the Miami money line with the over and the under, or you do one of these same game parlays. The one that we missed on Monday night was Saquon anytime and the Giants minus 1.5. That got me up from, if you just took the Giants minus 1.5, it's minus 110. You throw that Saquon touchdown in there, it brought me up to like 260 something. So there's always the possibility of going see if you could. Can you have the calculator up or FanDuel or whatever?
FanDuel up. Yeah, I was trying to throw
Like Tyreek Hill and Dolphins money line. Tyreek Hill
Tyreek
anytime touchdown.
and the money line. It's gonna get you to plus 321.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that one
that's-
seems 3-1 odds on
I was
that.
trying to put together your teaser, but it's not working.
It's gonna be minus 120.
Okay.
Teasers, two team 6-point teasers are almost always minus 120, minus 110.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it's looking like. Actually.
So I actually like that a lot too. I like the idea of going Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown, parlay that with the Miami money line. You get 3-1 odds on that. Does it seem like it's time for a Joe Mixon touchdown? Maybe
I mean, I
hasn't
sure hope
the
so. I have
well-run
him on
drive for him.
fantasy. He's
You
minus
have him, so you can tell
150.
me how's he been doing with touchdowns.
Not good.
Not good,
He
right?
hasn't been great. Really, he had touchdowns almost every game last year, and
What did you say? It was plus 150.
minus
Minus 150?
Yeah, I mean Jamar Chase is minus 105. First positive money's Tyreek Hill plus 120. I like Waddle plus 150, and I kind of like Boyd and Pirine both at plus 210.
These numbers got to be reflecting Teddy Bridgewater playing, right?
Yeah,
Plus money for any
for
time on Tyreek Hill.
That's how. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, so like it's what'd you
Edmonds
say?
is plus
What'd you say he
200.
was? Plus what?
120.
Take Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown at plus 120 by yourself.
Right.
If you might get lucky, you might catch a super boost, get that up to plus 150, plus 200.
I'm sure they'll have.
You've
something
got to
with
smash
Tyreek
it, and
Hill.
you've got to smash it now because if it gets announced that Tua comes out, all of these numbers are going to drop.
Yeah.
If they announce like tomorrow night, Thursday morning, Thursday night even, Tua's going to play, all of these numbers are going to change for sure. They cannot have Tyreek Hill at plus money to score a touchdown if Tua's in the game, right?
I feel like they can't.
No.
But they're still at 3.5. You know?
Yeah, which also makes sense for them thinking Tua's not going to be in the game.
You don't think it'd be higher?
No, I think they'd be favorited if Tua was in the game.
So you're totally convinced Vegas is looking at this as if we have no Tua. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 47.5.
They should not be on.
47 rather.
If Vegas said this Tua is going to be totally fine, going to play this game beyond a shadow of a doubt, and they made them 3-point dogs still, over 3-point dogs
3.5,
still.
yeah.
Did you watch the Cowboys game?
Right.
You know, like
yeah.
Cowboys got a good defense, but they got like their offense isn't really looking great with Cooper Rush against the Bengals. The Bengals dropped like 5 interceptions in that game.
Yeah.
And Miami's got a good defense too. Like it's not like the Dallas defense is good, but Miami sucks on defense. They're a pretty good, definitely above average defense.
Mhm.
I don't get it. I don't
No,
get
I
it,
think
man.
you're right. I think they're looking at it as if Brissett's going to be playing.
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater, rather.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Brissett's in Cleveland.
Right. Sorry, Bridgewater. But the other thing is like even if the NFLPA does their investigate, well, they are going to do their investigation. I don't think it's going to be done by Thursday. You think the Dolphins are like, fuck it, we'll roll them out until
Yeah.
they say something?
Yeah, Steve
That
Ross don't
seems
give
to
a
be like
fuck,
the
dude.
franchise they're running.
The man owns a
Yeah.
professional sports team and sports gambling companies, dude. He don't care about rules or
Yeah.
fucking what people think of him. No way. I feel like I've said everything that I really got to say about it. I mean, if you want to get crazy, you look at some stupid props and stuff. I don't know if I'm ready to stamp Miami as the glizzy god this early in the week. Certainly, we can
Not with the
revisit
Rams
this Thursday
chilling
night.
at
Not with the
fucking
Rams
2.5.
chilling at 2.5. No
Yeah.
way. But I do like Miami in this game. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're 3-0, right?
Did they?
Yeah, they're 3-0.
Yeah, no, they
Maybe
are.
it's because they're 3-0 and because they've have a come from behind victory, down 14 points in the last 2 minutes, and they're competing with good teams. And the Bengals have one win over the Jets
the
with
Bengals,
Joe
like we were
Flacco
saying
and
earlier,
lost to Cooper Rush.
They
So,
don't look good.
No,
They don't look good.
no. The Jets could have won that game.
Yeah.
Like one of those strip sacks is a touchdown instead of a strip sack, and we were literally sitting there watching the game, going, "Oh my God, they're gonna do it again. The Jets are gonna do it again.
they're gonna
dude."
win the game.
They were in position where they could have won that game. We're doing panic meter next week,
Yeah.
but it should be very fucking high for Cleveland, for Cincinnati right now.
Yeah. I would say 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
Right around
they
there.
should be alarmed. They
Yeah.
should be alarmed. I think Joe Burrow probably gets beat up a lot on Thursday. Tyreek Hill's definitely going after Eli Apple.
Yeah, I think he's gonna burn him up.
Definitely
for
going to
sure.
go rip up Eli Apple. And even if it's not Eli Apple, whoever it is, someone's got to guard Jalen Waddle. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is going to be bad news for Cincinnati.
I
Because,
agree.
I mean, that's the bet that I have to. Obviously, the teaser we love. I'm
Yeah, I like that
100.
teaser.
I'm putting so much confidence in Tyreek Hill anytime parlay with the Miami money line plus 320.
I think I'm telling you on the tees for sure. I might take a touchdown prop. Like I said, I do like Boyd. I don't know why. I feel like he randomly gets touchdowns. Plus 210 as well. And obviously, like we said, Hill, probably locking in Hill.
You got to
as
put that
well.
in right now.
Yeah.
Right now, plus money to get Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. Hopefully, it's a fun one.
Oh, also Joe Mixon just upgraded to healthy.
There
On
you go.
fantasy,
So maybe
there
I
you
would
go.
say maybe you look at Joe Mixon, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't take it at minus 150. Maybe if you're a Bengals believer, you take the Mixon with the Bengals with the points and you parlay that and you see what kind of odds you get on that. Probably similar, maybe a little closer to 250. But I gotta go. I'm going Dolphins, fins up, baby. And we know
Yeah.
I'm no Tua supporter, but in this game, how crazy I could not get enough Joe Burrow last year. I could not get
Bengals just
enough
Bad.
Joe Burrow.
It's
dude.
hard to bank on them. It's hard to bank for sure.
And every time you're ready to be like, yeah, they're back together, they show you that they're not.
Yeah.
Even all year last year. All right. That's Thursday Night Football. That's the show. That's episode 56 of Parlay-Vous. We're brought to you by House of Habit Podcasting, Titan Pack Productions, Stay Thirsty Company, Sachi DiMaria, Dynasty Boy, and Justin's Shop Shop. Peace out. Stay tuned.
I was gonna do it if you did.
Oh, fuck. All right.
No, it's fine. That's fucking funny though.